Guys, so today's vlog is gonna be a little different. I got hurt earlier in the week, hurt my calf. Hey Liv. And so it's gonna be like a hodgepodge of stuff. A waffle recipe, clean waffle, and a little bit of core, but since we're taking it easy, it's not gonna be that long of a workout. Probably won't see another full workout until next week. Because of my calf. But I hope you guys enjoy the recipe and the short little activity that I did earlier today. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Alright guys, so in this exercise we're going to be doing 4 basic exercises. We're going to be doing a plank walkout, to a chaturanga push-up, to a Superman, then into a reverse plank with some leg lifts. Each of these exercises are going to be performed until failure. You're not going to get a break in between each exercise. Also, it's going to be a 10-second break in between each set. So after you've completed each exercise till failure, you get a 10-second rest. And then you're going to repeat that 3 more times. Alright, first things first, you're going to need a waffle iron. Yeah, or you cannot make waffles without one. Facts of life, guys. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's a fact. It's factual. Anyways, what else are we gonna need? Hey, Lammy. You're gonna need protein of your choice. I'm using Her Way by NLA for Her. This is chocolate eclair flavor. This is actually probably the end of this barrel, and I'm in the market for a new protein. So if you guys have any suggestions, please comment below about your favorites. Anyhow, so yes, protein powder. You're also going to need some coconut flour. You can use almond flour for this instead of coconut flour. Just the almond flour is higher in fats than the coconut flour, and almond flour actually has a stronger taste than the coconut flour. So there's that. You're gonna need baking powder. Guys, be sure you use baking powder instead of baking soda. And there's science behind that. You're going to want to use baking powder instead of baking soda because baking powder is kind of an all-in-one. It's like the active ingredient plus an acid, which helps your quick breads, or in this case our waffles, rise. Baking soda is just like the active ingredient. There's no acid added to it. So you need an acid in your mix already present in order for baking soda to work. Kind of like in science class when you make volcanoes and you add baking soda and then vinegar, the acid, and it explodes. That's an example of that. Anyhow, moving forward, you're going to need some coconut sugar. This is optional. You don't need the coconut sugar, but I think they taste more like a waffle with the sugar in it. Teaspoon, I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you the amount yet. Vanilla extract, cornstarch, and if you're asking or wondering, yes, cornstarch is gluten-free. It's cornstarch. And you're going to need 2 eggs, which aren't shown here. I have to get them out of the fridge. But yes, you're going to need 2 eggs and also some salt. I'm using pink salt because it's better for you. And yeah, we're going to jump into this recipe. Alright, first we're going to start with our protein powder. We're going to use 2 scoops of protein powder, and 2 scoops of protein powder measures out to about 50 grams, 1.7 ounces. So yeah, 2 scoops. 2. And then we're going to move forward with our dry ingredients, and we're going to use coconut flour. The coconut flour gives the waffle more of a waffle-like texture, if you will. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. 1. 2. Then we're going to go over to our baking powder, and we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. One. 2. Make sure we get it all. And then we're just going to do a pinch of pink salt. That's about like 4 shakes. Alright guys, now moving on to the cornstarch. It's 1 tablespoon. Okay, so that's about it for our dry ingredients, and I'm just going to put that to the side. Now we're going to do our wet ingredients. So it's going to be our applesauce and our vanilla extract. So for the applesauce, we're going to do 1.5 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce.
Oh, people like Alistair and Glynis, social standing is everything. It's silly, but they live by it. And I lived by it too once. So I saw this
3. That was 3 tablespoons, so makes 1.5 full tablespoons. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to put this to the side. Okay, now for the eggs, we're gonna separate these. So we're gonna use 2 whites, 1 yolk. Oh, lamb chop! Had to throw lamb chop to the curb. Sorry, Lammy. And now for the full leg. Actually, I'm going to pour the rest of these whites into here. so I can whisk all of the whips. Alright, now moving forward, the key to a good waffle is to make sure egg whites are whipped and stiff. And a little secret that I use is I add my sugar to my egg whites. But first I start to whip them. Then halfway through, I'm going to add the sugar. Your egg whites are done. People will say when they hold peaks, whatever that means. They're done when they're like fluffy. A little tedious, but it's worth it. In the end, alright guys, so my camera went out or I lost the footage, I'm not sure which. However, to your egg whites, you're going to add a tablespoon of coconut sugar, whisk that all together, and then also to your wet ingredients, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk. You're going to incorporate the wet into the dry and whisk until there aren't any more lumps in the batter. That takes about a minute or so, and I'm going to show you the end result right here. Alright, now everything's incorporated and we're ready to put it in the iron. You know your batter's ready if you can trace like that. So don't forget to grease your waffle iron or your waffles will stick together and they're going to be either non-existent or extremely hard to get out, and then you'll have to deal with that. So I'm using a little bit of coconut oil and a brush, and I'm just brushing each section of the iron. If your waffle iron's non-stick, every waffle iron is different, just like every person is different, so follow your specified instructions for your iron. Alright, so now that it's all greased up, I start in the middle and kind of just fan out. So this is actually a lot more batter than I thought. So I'm kind of just going to let it cook for a second, and then I'm going to drop it. Lock it, and then 30 seconds each side should be enough. Give them a little timer out. And there's a green light that says ready, but I don't really follow that. I just do 30 seconds each side, because that's what works for my iron. You're going to have to kind of trial and error with your waffle iron, perhaps, to find out the right time for you. But ideally, the light should go off when it's ready to flip. And it went off probably about 4 seconds shy of 30 seconds. So I'm going to flip again. And then when we're at a minute, I'm going to open the waffle iron. Alrighty. And there's your waffle. Yay. Let's see if we can get it out. I unplugged this because it's hot. I'm not good at getting waffles out of the waffle iron. Never have been. Probably never will be.
Have you seen the papers, Henry? It's everywhere. We have to do something.
Alright, well he's gonna try my waffle, guys. And then you'll know whether or not you should make this recipe.
Oh, this all comes down to me? Because I'm picky.
Mm-hmm. She picky.
Is there syrup on it? You're one of those that's going to make me dip into a random hole. Me and one of my teachers used to fight about this.
They got me to all the right clubs. Until one day I realised the hypocrisy of it all.
Pretty good.
Yeah!